All right, we're live. Am I live? Oh, fuck, I forgot to log into my own YouTube account because I'm a professional. Hello, everyone. I cannot see if anyone's in there. Give me just a sec. Well, first, let's go with the typical intro shit. Hello. Once again, happy Friday, everyone. Hope everybody's doing good. It's been one hell of a week for me, that's for sure. Going to, typical timestamps in the description, a bit sometime after this video goes live or after the stream is done. Though typically YouTube kind of finishes these live stream re-uploads the date after. I don't know if that's like a, cause I'm a lowly, small channel or something, or not. I have no clue. I don't know if it's that or it's just, that's how it goes in general. But, I think that's it. Valdi, what up? Welcome in. Sorry. Okay, cool. Sorry. I go live already. What time did you send that? I went live at 5. Like I went live at 5 o'clock. I was on time. Maybe it was like 5 p.m. and like 29 seconds, but it was 5 p.m. And as far as I'm considered, if you go to work and you have to clock in to get into work, that still counts as being on time. So, all right. But I hope everybody's doing good. It's been a hell of a week for me. Fucking yet another video I put up blew up, which, I mean, I'm not gonna fucking complain about. Like, who would have an issue with that? You'd be foolish. It's been pretty cool to see another video like it, another video aside from the like first one. But don't know if you know this, but did I fuck up? Oh, also the lighting. Let me explain the lighting. So the lighting's gonna be kind of fucked up today because the light in my room is dead. Is this part you gonna tell me where no sound's coming through or something? I'm expecting, no, it should be good. Don't know if you know this. That was the first one here, Superior to All. Welcome to more. Welcome. Yeah, just to say the lighting is gonna be really fucked up this stream because I don't know if you can see. Can I do this properly? No, other side. There. Barely sounds up with a light switch. I don't know. I mean, it's only been in there for, I don't know, 20 something years, so something's messed up with it. So right now the only light I have is a light that's shining in my face. So that's what we're going with. So anyone else played Overwatch? I have not. Welcome in, Jose. Welcome everyone. So I mean, we might as well make a T-Rex, fucking. Or hold on, should I just turn into a puddle on the floor because the meteor hit? Just fucking Terminator, just. But welcome in. So I guess we might as well just cut to the chase then, since he's asking the question. Bab, Overwatch 2 review. What? No, we're not talking about that yet, because that one's funny. Stay tuned, because I found something fucking hilarious. I don't know if like Forbes did a cell phone on itself or something, but I think I found one. I have not played it, but I have had friends who have attempted to play it and have played it. Let me clarify. Overwatch 2 had the smoothest launch in AAA history, much to everybody's surprise. I have played Overwatch 1, so yeah, technically, yeah, same thing. But yeah, much to everyone's surprise, they nailed it, just like every other AAA launch nails it, except they didn't. And at least for PC, from what I heard, it was like not that bad on console. I don't know if I'm wrong. Jose, I think do you play on PlayStation? Maybe you could like let me know if that's incorrect. All right, I'm gonna turn up the jams a little bit. Bam. But I know on PC the queue times were fucking insane. Hearing like one of my friends go like, "Oh yeah, I'm like 200 in queue. Now I'm 800." It's like, wait, you went back. Apparently they clarified that whole going down the queue to then, go back up it was apparently some sort of some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? It's like there's the BattleNet. There's the BattleNet queue and then the Overwatch queue. So the BattleNet queue is the first one. You go through that, and then you see it restarts and goes like there's 2 separate queues apparently. Sorry, let me just check something here. I wonder what the latency set to here. I might have goofed. Oh well. Yeah, and then there was a DDoS attack. Yep. So they got DDoSed. I don't, you know, that's I think most people know what that is now. But you know, it is what it is. It's a damn shame, I will say, that they got DDoS because you know, I thought we were past this, I guess. I thought we were past this, but I guess we're not. I guess we're not. So that's the thing. Aside, like, apparently it happened twice, right? I think it happened twice. Which is like mega fucked up, but oh well, you know, what are you gonna do? I would say if the queues are ridiculous, play a different game. Especially like the thing that kills me about this one. I mean, I feel like I always gotta preface these statements or opinions with, yo, you do you. This is what you want to do. This is what you want to do. But I don't understand why, if the game says you're like number 8,000 in queue or 20,000, some sort of insane number, like, don't play it. Like, just especially if you work, yo, if you work and you have to wait like 2 hours to play the game, like, what? You only have so much time in the day. Why would you do this with it? Like, I don't understand, especially. And the thing that gets me about this game in particular is that you've already played it. It's not, I mean, yeah, what, now it's like 5v5 versus 6v6, and there's like 1 tank instead of 2 tanks, and then there's 1 new game mode. I'm not trying to like undersell those things and say that they aren't noteworthy changes, but in that they're also not gigantic changes that warrant it being a completely different game altogether. You know, like, it's still the same fucking game. I don't, like, you've played this before. It just has a 2 at the end of it, which, like, I like, if you weren't, how do I put this? If you weren't playing it before and you weren't interested in it before, what's the difference now? I'm just saying, and this is coming from somebody, as Jose very much knows. I used to play a lot of Overwatch. Like, I used to play a lot of Overwatch. Not so much anymore, though that is not really Overwatch's fault. It's more just that kind of game. It's a crispy 2, that fat, fresh number 2, man. Oh, that sounds like I'm talking about shits. Hold on, speaking of shit, let me drink this fucking Coke Zero. Ah, semi-refreshing. But yeah, as Jose knows, I definitely... King of games, you know, yo, Yu-Gi-Oh! As Jose knows, I used to play a lot of Overwatch too. Got really competitive with it. Got pretty high in it. It went pretty well. I enjoyed it, and then at a certain point, I was just like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm just kind of, it's not this game in particular. It's just this, it's that kind of game, just like your competitive shooter type stuff. I'm not down with the grind. I want to see different experiences. I want to play different games. I want to, you know, I want to see new things. I don't want to do the same thing every day. I understand you play with your friends, you chill. That's cool. It's usually why I move on from game to game, despite the fact that a shit ton of the videos on this channel are Elden Ring, though to be fair, not all of them are, at least. You know, on my, when I'm not working on videos, you know, I'm playing other shit. And speaking of which, coming to this channel real soon is videos about other shit. So, you know, I like to see different things. I don't want to play the same thing over and over and over again. I understand maybe if you don't have the luxury, you can't afford, you know, moving on to different stuff. I mean, Overwatch 2 is free, so there's that. You know, that's obviously a luxury that I am afforded, but goddamn, I'm gonna take advantage of it. 2's new, 2's deuce, deuce is poo, people are poo. People are poo, what are you, yo, somebody's listening to Slipknot. You know I keep it 100, yo, no. So, I'm not really gonna scroll through this article, it's just, I have it here for reference and source. So I think they're better now, but, you know, that's what I was, I'm sure that the game, as an aside, I saw two of my friends play it. It looked like Overwatch, which is good. Overwatch is good. The problem is that Blizzard let Overwatch kind of just fall to the wayside and didn't do any significant updates for what, like 2 years, 2-3 years, some shit like that. So, you know, I guess this is their way of saying, hey, we're trying to pick it back up again. And, you know, if they, I understand why they called it Overwatch 2, because if they just put out a big patch for Overwatch, it would have just been like a footnote or something like that. It just would have been like, oh, hey, look, they finally patched Overwatch. Finally. But nobody gets back on it. Clearly, at least in the short term, calling it Overwatch 2 has been a success because, I mean, you don't get queue times of tens of, or you don't have queues of tens of thousands at least, and not consider that, hey man, nobody's playing our games. Like, no, that's way more than fucking before. So, you know, I guess that's a success on their part. I still don't understand the issues that people have with the monetization, aside from like, yes, it's annoying to have to grind to unlock characters, but on the flip side, like, it's free. So what are you gonna do? Like it's fucking free. That, you know, that you can only do so much. You can only do so much. So moving on, I think when I was doing research for this, I was going through Forbes Gaming, and I'm just gonna show you. They reviewed Overwatch 2, right? That not only them, a bunch of other publications reviewed Overwatch 2. So this is their Overwatch 2 review. I'm not going to really go through it all that much. You can no, Overwatch 1's gone. Overwatch 1 is now Overwatch 2. Because keep in mind, they are the same game. They are one and the same. Not only can you not play Overwatch, technically what was Overwatch 1, you know, still the same game. You can't buy it either. So, there's that. So, Overwatch 2 review, they reviewed it, I think they gave it like a 9 out of 10 or some shit. I don't know if they've edited this review since I read it. Yeah, 9 out of 10. So amazing. So they reviewed Overwatch 2. They gave it a 9 out of 10. In the review, they're saying like, hey, this is probably going to be something we're going to keep coming back to because the game is not done yet, as is the fucking norm nowadays. The game isn't done yet. The PvE content isn't out, and I don't even know if all the modes are out. I could be wrong about that, but you know, it's one of these kind of games. They reviewed it. So keep in mind, this is Forbes, October 4th, 2022. Overwatch 2 has review score somehow on October 5th. So essentially, this guy's article is talking about how it's kind of dumb that people are reviewing Overwatch 2 when the game has just come out. Nobody can play it because it's fucking like the queues are ridiculous. The DDoS attacks, and it's not complete. So somehow, in some way, shape, or form, and I don't know if like I'm breaking new ground on this or if anyone else noticed, like this is incredibly fucking stupid. Now keep in mind that I read through this guy's article multiple times, and at the he does end it with like, this is technically Blizzard's fault because, so going by scores alone, you would think Overwatch 2 is kind of a failure, blah 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 blah. It's Blizzard's own fault and they should have expected something like this because they called it 2. I understand that, but at some point just earlier in the article, But the game itself is just a very weird situation. It has a 2, which means at least Activision Blizzard is treating it as a new game, but it is simply erasing Overwatch 1 and replacing it with some rules overhauls and new maps and characters. My entire piece of the Promise Overwatch 2 PvE of the Promise Overwatch 2, what are PvE campaign missions, is still missing with no release date and no pricing, as that aspect's meant to be paid. Even as a multiplayer portion that just erased the original Overwatch has gone free to play. So time to score it out of 10. I have no idea how outlets are really doing this given the situation. Yo, your own outlet fucking did it. I just, this is like not news, but it's just something I had to talk about. And in my own notes, you'll see right here, spoiler alert for the other things we're talking about. Let me just make sure. Cool. Boom. All right, right here in my own notes, it says possibly one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, because this is possibly one of the dumbest fucking things I have ever seen. What up, Dre? Welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? Howdy doody. This has to be one of the dumbest shits I've ever seen when it comes to like you know, like these like gaming journalism websites. So we're reviewing patches. Yeah, I don't know what this is, and spoiler for the other things we're going to talk about once again. But they somehow something made it through the cracks, or made it through someone's eyes, that this guy made an article. How do I put this? I don't want to say talking shit, because that'd be like misinterpreting it. But I'm just gonna say talking shit. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know, who is Chris Holt? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe fucking. Who knows? They could have been. Who knows? Either that, or somebody that was just they don't read their own shit. Like that's the other possibility. I don't know how the fuck you go. Some outlets. I have no idea how outlets are really doing this, given the situation. Live play has been so disrupted that nothing can really be gathered from it. So these scores appear to be based on past tests that players have been doing. The scores are in, and they are, as you might expect, not quite at the level of the original Overwatch, which debuted to a lot of fanfare and Game of the Year awards back in 2016. Your own fucking website did this, and then said at the bottom that the review was based on Blizzard granted me and the other members of the press access to a review build for 2 weeks. This included access to the premium Season 1 Battle Pass and 2,000 Overwatch coins, which will carry over into the live game. So, I don't understand how that happens, and honestly, I have given more of a shit about this than Overwatch 2's launch, because I don't play the fucking game. This shows how exactly the publisher is using it. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's always been, man. That's what it's always been. Like, I know, once again, people have their opinions about, Jason Schreier, right? I think that's his name. I don't know anything about the guy personally. I don't use Twitter, and I don't care. I just know that at least when he does work, he actually does journalism. And this review is in service to no one but the publisher, which I agree with what this guy is saying. Let me clarify. I agree with everything, pretty much everything this dude says in this article. Like, he is right. Just the thing that makes it look stupid is that you essentially just shit it on yourself. Well, someone on your own website. That's the dumb part. But I agree with what he says in the article. It's like, yo, it's the same game, but people are re-reviewing it, and they're not reviewing it as well as the old one, even though it's the same game. But, you know, time changes, people's expectations change. When Overwatch came out, that was like a brand new concept. Now, is not so much. I still think Overwatch is probably the one that does it the best, but, you know, that's besides the point. This person is right. It's just the whole thing that they, you know, kind of accidentally or maybe unintentionally shitted on their own website. And this is not like a, yeah, I don't know. It's like somebody who regularly uploads to this website. So it's not like it's someone fresh or, you know, like, like, places like Vice and their amazing history with like freelance work. You might just get some random person who makes an opinion piece, doesn't know anything about the website, and boom, calls it a day. Like this dude definitely uploads a lot to this website. But yeah, like these reviews for Overwatch really don't service anybody but the publisher, but when you start having a bunch of reviews, like all your websites, and I assume some YouTube channels as well, review Overwatch 2 as like a brand new product, then everybody starts buying into the hype. And like, let me clarify, there are worse games to do that with, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Overwatch sucks. It doesn't. It's a good it's a good game, but it's not new. But it's not new. That's the only thing. It's not new. But I just found it absolutely fucking hilarious how somehow some sort of mix up like this made it through people's eyes. I actually had to screenshot these because I didn't know if this was going to be something they were going to take down, or if I'm like the only person in the world to notice this. Like, I don't. Oh no, just saying. Moving on. So, did I open up an article for the next one? Oh, new Need for Speed. Okay, no article for this. Just so you guys know, I'll probably try and avoid watching trailers on this. Just because, oh yeah, let me switch scenes. I'm a professional streamer, except no, I'm not. I just do this for fun. So I probably won't be watching things like trailers on this channel or on these streams because I don't know how copyright works. Well, sorry. Let me clarify. I do know how copyright works, and I know if it's gonna have the chance to fuck me in the butt, it will. So I will probably try and refrain from watching trailers, especially if it's from... I know there are some companies that... Article phoned it in next level. What up, Ariel? Welcome in. Niato-san, welcome in. Oh, yo, there's an Overwatch dude right there. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, I know Overwatch will... Not Overwatch. Like, companies, I think like Nintendo, which is gonna be relevant soon. Take-Two, so like GTA. And then maybe some other ones? I don't know if EA's in that boat, but the thing is that the Need for Speed trailer had A$AP Rocky in it. So, and it had the music in there, so I assume that's like copyrighted in some way, shape, or form. So I'm definitely not watching that. But I will say, new Need for Speed trailer. I'm a huge racing guy. I'm also just big. No, I'm a big racing fan. I love racing games. Also, my bad if there's latency. I forgot to set this to low latency, so there's going to be a big time gap between when somebody puts something up and me responding to it. Anyway, so I saw it. It was cool. I love racing games. Well, not all racing games, but I definitely love Need for Speed, or loved it. I saw the trailer for it. I was like, oh, wow, this looks really cool. It has a neat little style. I don't know if that style is going to carry over to the actual game where, like, the car went and then it did some onomatopoeia bullshit out of the sides of the wheels, which was like, oh, hey, man, that's pretty cool. I assume that's something they just did for the trailer. But if they do that in the game, that'll be interesting. Probably a little dumb looking, but hey, different. Note to self, when I stream, I should not wear a hoodie because it gets hot as fuck in here. Anyway, it looked cool. The music and all that stuff was pretty neat. Style was neat. My whole take on it is I can't wait to see how they fuck it up, because every single Need for Speed game since Hot Pursuit, I think the Criterion Hot Pursuit has had something really fucking dumb with it, in some way, shape, or form. And I like what's come out since Hot Pursuit? I think The Run. I know the Most Wanted remake, which is like 50-50. There was fuck, what was that? I forgot what the name of it was. Rivals, I think. So on and so forth. The only license, Welcome to the Jungle. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you talking about Burnout Paradise? That was Paradise City. And where every time you start the game, it would be like every single time you would start the game. I mean, it's a good song though, to be fair. EA stopped making games to focus on trailers for years now. Half agree. I mean, yeah, they've been really good at making trailers, at least. What was the last EA game I played that I was like, hey, man, that's pretty good? Okay, all right, okay. Like a brand new EA game, and I don't want to be harsh, because like I know I enjoyed one recently. Star Wars, right? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but that was almost 3 years ago. Holy shit, that was almost 3 years ago. I enjoyed Need for Speed Heat, which was what I was gonna get to. Need for Speed Heat was pretty good. It definitely still was not on the level of your classic Need for Speeds though, like classic, you know, 360 fucking like your Underground and Most Wanted and Carbon to a somewhat lesser extent. But I played through Heat, and the problem with Heat is that like it looks really nice. The story is like fucking cringy as shit. It's so cringy. It's so cringy. But the thing is that I don't know if anyone else here has played Need for Speed Heat. If you haven't, I think it's on Game Pass, so that's a way to play it easily. The sense of speed in that game is the game is gorgeous. It looks beautiful. The sense of speed is somehow not as good as a game that came out in 2005. I don't know how. I don't know how you managed to fuck up that bad, but they did. The sense of speed you get in Need for Speed Most Wanted is so good from the moment you start playing the game. Like even with your shitty cars, like your shitty starter cars, the sense of speed is still really, really good. You know, you get the little like the fucking speed lines coming off your car, the draft or whatever you want to call it. You know, lights blur as you go past them, all the fancy shit. And it happened, and then by the time you're at the end of the game, all that stuff is happening, but it's just dialed up because you're way faster now. As opposed to Need for Speed Heat, where when you start off the game, it just looks like you're moving through a still image, pretty much. Like nothing seems to be affected, or like your perspective doesn't seem to be affected by how fast you're going. Pretty much only until the end of the game, where once you're in the fastest cars, going at like max speed, then there's an actual sense of speed. So, which essentially means that Need for Speed Heat kind of sucks ass for like the first 5 or 6 hours, and it's a racing game, so 5 or 6 hours is like half of your game, if not more. Not to mention that the police chases and stuff in the beginning are so they're brutal because you're slow as shit, they're not, and on top of that, you have nothing to do about them. As opposed to at the end of the game, it's the complete opposite. All you have to do is drive in a straight line and they can never keep up with you. As opposed to Need for Speed Most Wanted, where from the like Pursuit Breakers, you would crash, like the classic one was the giant donut. You would crash into the giant donut and it would crush some cop cars, and it was cool as fuck. It was fun, it was engaging, and it also gave you a way to defend yourself from the moment you started playing the game. In Heat, nothing like that. The only way you can defend yourself is by finding a long road and just hitting right trigger to win. I played a lot of Heat because I got past that bump, but whenever I tried restarting it, I couldn't fucking do it. So with that being said, I already forgot the name of this new Need for Speed game, but I can't wait to see how they fuck it up. I hope they don't, though, because arcade racers have just fallen by the wayside in a way that really hurts my soul. Like, you know, back back in the day, not really that long ago, I guess maybe like 10 or 15 years ago. Or longer. Yeah, arcade racers were more prevalent. You had, pretty much it was like Need for Speed and Midnight Club. Those were the big ones. You also had Burnout. I was playing Burnout Revenge like a couple days ago. Excuse me. It was like Burnout, Need for Speed, Midnight Club, probably some other ones I'm forgetting. But those were like just the racing games you could pick up and just have fun with them. But then there was a whole element, at least for Need for Speed and Midnight Club, where you could get your... You know, they were licensed cars. They were real cars, at least for Midnight Club 3 in LA. So you could get them and you could customize them. And so it was just, it was so good. It was so fucking good. And the thing with games like racing games compared to a lot of other games hold up really fucking well. Graphically, you know, not so much. I mean, I think they do because usually racing games tend to be like the poster child of new console generations. But gameplay-wise, like, racing physics are things that just kind of hold up with time. That's like why Mario Kart 64 can still be fun. And same for like older F-Zero games can still be fun. I played Need for Speed. It was like 2 years ago. I played through Need for Speed Heat. Then after playing through, I was like, man, I wonder, because the sense of speed was fucking dog water. Like I forgot about Test Drive Unlimited. I'll hold my... I'm hoping it's good, because I played Test Drive Unlimited a lot. I never played the second one, but from what I heard, the first one was better. But I just... After playing The Crew, me thinking about another Test Drive Unlimited, I hope they don't fuck that one up. And I don't even think it's the same people making it, but that's besides the point. I went back after playing Need for Speed Heat because the sense of speed was such dog water. I was like, let me go play Most Wanted. I fucking hooked up my 360, started playing Most Wanted, and the moment I started going, I was like, oh, this is so much better. It's so much better. So then I play Need for Speed Most Wanted, I play Need for Speed Carbon, and then I play Midnight Club LA. They're all so much fucking better than pretty much any... How do I put it? Not any, a lot of the arcade rate, because I haven't played all of them, so I can't speak in like such general terms, but they're better than pretty much the vast majority of arcade racers that come out nowadays, because not many arcade racers come out. They're so much fucking better. What up, Dino? Welcome in, welcome in. I killed the second one in Hawaii. I never played it. I played the first one, and then when I wanted to get Test Drive Unlimited 2 to play it, but trying to get it now is impossible. Like, not impossible, it's really fucking hard. You could try and buy it on PC, but apparently it just fucking breaks and it won't work properly. And then trying to get it on console is, I think if you want to use copy, it's a little ridiculous because they don't sell that anymore because Atari lost the rights to the cars. So, or lost the license deals or whatever ended for the cars. Like if let's see, Test Drive Unlimited 2. Sorry if we got shaky cam right now. Fucking eBay, baby. Yeah, $79 to $95. Anywhere from $80 to $160 can suck my balls. I'm not fucking doing that. Oh my god. Just give me a remake of GTA 4, but just... Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, the driving in GTA 4 was the best part, arguably. Midnight Club LA was... Midnight Club LA, when it came out, I think I was so enamored with Midnight Club 3 that I don't think I gave it a fair chance. I still beat it. I played through and I had fun, but I don't know why I felt disappointed. But then playing it again recently, I absolutely loved it. I was on it like crack. I'll never forget, man. We were there. Some hurricane had to hit New York, or it was like, you know, it wasn't like a crazy bad one. It was still pretty bad. And I was there trying to prevent water from coming through my window. But at some point I didn't notice because I kept restarting a race over and over again because it was really hard and stuff. So then I had like a small puddle forming by my window. It was a good time. It was a good time. A great time. The first Smuggler's Run had me dead. I never played it. That was a Rockstar game, right? Like on the PS2 or some shit? PS2, PS1? Never touched it. Them llamas running. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Same dub edition was great. I really wish. I really wish they could somehow, like, it's really hard to play Midnight Club 3, or to get it on, just to play it. Like, pretty much you need to get an emulator if you want to play it. Either emulator or original hardware, because no backwards compatibility support. I'm like, fuck, man, really? Like, I still have my Xbox disc, like the original one of Midnight Club 3, but it don't work, well, like, on new consoles. And the old Xbox doesn't run the best. All right, so let's see, what do we have next? Oh, okay. Smuggler's Run had llamas that would run sideways if you bothered them. Bothered them. Well, they'd like fucking strafing you. You see them strafe hopping, look like the Master Chief or fucking Doom guy. Smooches right back at you. You're being weird. You're being weird, Step Dino. Or Step Spumoni. So, Mario. Who here, I hope everybody's seen the Mario trailer, because I saw it 5 minutes before I started my stream. Give me a new ATV Off-Road Fury. Yeah, I was, I don't know, those never clicked with me. Like the MX versus ATV, ATV games, those, it was like I would play them, I would do like one race and then be like, I think I've seen enough. Like it's that was me though. But oh man, you should, because it's perfectly fine. Kind of funny. There's at least like a couple of funny bits in there. I'm just saying, I mean, I've always been I've been on this side where I don't understand why everyone just randomly hates Chris Pratt. Like, I think it's a religious thing. I think it's because he's religious, and the church. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that subject. Fuck it. I'm not touching that. I saw it. You really only hear his Mario voice for like 5 seconds, and it doesn't sound like him. Like, it doesn't sound like Chris Pratt, I will say. But he doesn't, he's not doing some sort of like fake Italian accent. I mean, it sounds fine. He sounds like a dude. That's it. He sounds fine. Like, to me, he just, it's fine. I mean, the only thing was that there was so little to go off of. It's hard to really say, but it was fine. It was fine. They had Bowser in there. Yo, actually the big one was Toad. You see Toad, and he sounds absolutely fucking nothing like Keegan-Michael Key. I could not believe it when I heard his voice, and I was like, what? The fuck? Who the fuck is that? This sounded nothing like him. That shit threw me for a loop. Like, that shit was shocking. That was shocking is all I can say. Like, I was I was shooketh. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. But it's good. From everything I saw in the trailer, it was all good. All of it. All of it was enjoyable. There were funny bits. It was good. It was good. Which I think surprised, I mean, at least to me, it didn't surprise me. It seemed like it was gonna be fucking fine. Yeah, it's like 2 minutes. It's good. It's good. That's all I can say about it, is that it's good. And it's just another, like, the Sonic movie. I think one thing we always got to remember with the Sonic movie is that Sonic first looked like some sort of fucking abomination that Yu-Gi-Oh! Once banished to the Shadow Realm and then made it back out. Who voices Luigi? So, Ariel, I love that you asked that. Unfortunately, there was no Luigi in the trailer, but it is Charlie Day, and I cannot wait to hear him. Because if Luigi sounds like Charlie Day, that's gonna be fucking hilarious. Like that's, I mean, that's because we're all imagining, that it's gonna be like It's Always Sunny, Charlie. so sort of like paint huffing, fucking, you know, milk steak eating Luigi would be fucking hilarious. Low-key hope. Yo, Dino, I don't know if you watched it, but yeah, the penguins were great. The penguins are great. Like the movie was funny. The trailer was funny. Sorry. The trailer was funny. It was enjoyable. It looked nice. Yeah, the animation art, it all looks good. It looks like it's gonna be pretty solid. Like that's, but everybody was the gang the gang eats the wrong shrooms. Oh, man. I hope it's yeah. It looked good. I'm just saying, it looked good. I'm not a film enthusiast by any means, but you know, they can do a lot more. I don't think it has to be high pitched. I mean, like it. The thing with Mario in the video games is that, like, it's good for it's good for its medium, but I don't think in any way, shape, or form I could listen to Charles Martinez, or I forget his last name, but he does an amazing Mario voice, and there's no way that I can ever separate Mario from him, in the sense where if I think of Mario, I think of that voice. But there's also no way that I could hear his voice for an hour to 1 to 2 hours straight. Oh, Luigi! Bowser, he took my pitch again! Oh my goodness! Like, yo, calm down, man. Please. Not high pitch, just higher. I can see that. I haven't heard enough of it. Because the trailer, you only hear him say, like, what is this? Which is weird for Mario. But I think we just need to see the context a little more. Or need to see it in action a little more. Like that's the only thing I will say, is that there was so little Mario voice that it was kind of hard for me to make an opinion off of, aside from, you know, it sounds normal. I guess that's about it. It sounds like a normal voice. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, like he goes, oh, was that a mushroom? Oh, what's this? A brand new mushroom. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I keep saying oh my goodness, but fucking Mario, you need to say Bowser's attacking us. Wah, 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 just over and over again. It would be insane, but that's definitely not it. But it was, yeah, it was good. It was good. I was a good. Yo, you are a good trailer, man. You're a great trailer, just so you know. I believe in you as a trailer. I mean, you do. Yeah, let me leave that one out. It was good. And this is, oh, so I was gonna say about Sonic. So I think we all have to remember, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, Sonic, right? He was some sort of like abomination, like I said, looked like something that Yu-Gi-Oh! Once banished to the Shadow Realm, and then this motherfucker came back stronger. Like, the original Sonic in the you know, recent Sonic movies was fucking hideous and grotesque. Whoops, I hit the microphone. But we got to keep in mind that when they changed the, when they came out with the new, when they finally came out with the movie, so okay. I'm gonna address that in a sec, but the movie didn't change. Sonic didn't change. The movie did not change, aside from the fact that they changed the way Sonic looked. For better, definitely. That old Sonic was fucking a hideous abomination, and new Sonic is great. And that you can, it is objective fact, or no, whatever, that's like redundant. It is definitely a fact that because Sonic doesn't look like some sort of grotesque creature, the movie is better for it. It's more enjoyable. But if Sonic came out with that creature in it, then I think the conversation would have been, hey, this movie's actually pretty good. Sonic's fucking gross. But as opposed to, hey, this movie's pretty good. So I sometimes I don't understand, like, kind of the vitriol that surrounds this stuff. I think it's just, you know, the internet being the internet. But the trailer looks good. Mario's trailer looks good. That's it. I hope Luigi's the real hero in the end. I hope Luigi is the real hero in the end and becomes Charlie from Sunny. So just at the end of it, he Luigi, what are you doing over there? And he turns around, you see fucking like a sock filled with like spray glue or spray paint. He's like, sorry Mario, what? That would be so good. So long, gay bow. So long, gay bow. What does he say? What does he say? So funny thing. I think you told me about that. I think you told. Yeah. I remember one. Like I think Tamora told me about it before. That Chip. Yeah. That the original Sonic is Chip and Dale. Isn't that another movie that's good too? That's fun. I need to watch. I mean, there's so many things I don't watch. Like, fucking. Let me see if I can pull it up. Isn't it? I feel like I'm gonna drop shit if I do. I've had Moana on Blu-ray for 5 years and I still haven't watched it. So in regards to that So Long Gay Bowser thing, I don't know if you remember, but also I think after the credits roll, I think after the credits roll, he goes like, "Thank you so much for playing my game," or something like that. So long, gay Bowser. So long, Abe. So long, gay Bowser. How do you not? So long, apostrophe. Not apostrophe. Yeah, apostrophe. Yeah. So long, apostrophe, A Bowser. How do you not say that and go like, guy in the booth is like, yo, did he just call Bowser gay? He's like, yeah, he's in character. Just leave him alone. Game's due in like 2 days. Solid 7. Yeah, that's all we need, man. It was good enough. It was good enough. We need to bring back the era of 6 and 7s being perfectly fine. I'm just saying. Fucking. I played through Dante's Inferno this week. Haven't played through in a long time. That's a solid like 7 out of 7.5 out of 10. You know, 7 out of 10 game. Not enough of those solid 7 out of 10 games come out anymore, man. At least I feel. Because everybody sees like, oh man, it's got a 7. It's bad. It's like, no, it's still fun, man. It's fun. That's all. It's just not like, you know, it's not fucking earth-shattering. Oh, delicious. It's warm already. So yeah, on the 3HP Games YouTube channel. All right, oh yeah, I could go with that. On the 3HP Games YouTube channel, we played through myself and Solid Snarf. We played through Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and at the end of the playthrough, because you know we actually finished a fucking playthrough on that channel, which I think at least now there are 2 finished playthroughs on that channel. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So at the end, I decided to have a little fun, and and I remember I just said essentially the same thing that Mario says at the end of the game, where he's just like, "Thank you so much for playing my game," but you just saying the So Long Gay Bowser thing, I was like, "Oh, huh, I remember doing that. It was fun. It was fun." If anybody ever has 12 hours to kill, they could go watch those videos, however many hours that playlist is. Solid Snarf, more like liquid shit. Yeah, you'll get them. I play it. Yeah, man, they're still fun. Fucking another game I played through recently was Black. I don't know how many people know that game, but well, I know Tamora does. But it was just a first-person shooter made by Criterion, so the Burnout people. It's essentially just like an action movie. It's a non-stop action movie from start to finish. It's not a fucking great game. But it's not a great game, but it's fun. It's fun, and it's just not enough of that kind of shit comes out, I feel. I need 10-second clips. What the fuck are you talking about? What? 10-second clips of what? Oh, 12-hour. Yeah. Okay, I understand now. So, moving on. I don't know. This is a rumor. So I'm just going to say it multiple times. Now, this is a rumor. This is a rumor. This is a rumor. And I typically don't want to get too much into rumors whenever I cover news. You know, fucking, sorry, let me also put cover. So, yeah, yo, you got time for that, man. You got time? What's a one League of Legends match is what, like 5 hours? You can listen to that shit in the background. So there's rumored that Sony is working on a Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. And then there's also a Horizon multiplayer game. I don't care about that. It's rumored that they're working on a Horizon remaster. I don't know. It's a rumor. I'm sorry. I know. Yeah, rumor. If this is true, and if this comes out, this has to be one of the dumbest fucking things I think I've read, short of a website shitting on itself recently, at least. It came out, yo, it came out 2 days ago. In fact, it just came out. In fact, it hasn't come out yet now. Horizon Zero Dawn came out 5 years ago. I think in February of 2017, if I'm not mistaken, to critical acclaim and commercial success. It's a really good game. I haven't played the second one. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. What are they Horizon Zero Dawn, Ariel. You know, like this game that came out 5 years ago and still looks fucking great. They brought it to PC. Speaking of the number 2, poopy. Didn't it come out on Steam or like PC like 2 years ago or a year ago or some shit? Like not that long ago, and apparently it's rumored that they're working on a remaster of it, which there was a Last of Us remaster. I don't know if anyone here has like played it or gotten it. I haven't played it. I've only seen it, and it seems like it's definitely a visual improvement over the original. It also seems really fucking dumb, because they already remastered The Last of Us when the PS4 came out. That was a visual bump from the PS3. Granted, the new one looks better than the first remaster, right? So at least give credit where credit is due. Yo, remaster Metal Gears, yeah, right. Fucking Konami could give a shit. Like, yo, who did that? Kojima? No. We ain't touching that. That's Konami right now. The Last of Us, imagine, like, the world we live in now is a world where you can get The Last of Us for free on PlayStation 5. Right? Follow where I'm going with this. You can get The Last of Us remastered for free on PlayStation 5. Or you can spend $70 to get the same exact game with some visual improvements and no multiplayer on the same console. I don't understand how the fuck that's a thing. And if this is real, this is rumor. It's a rumor, Fish. You should really preface your claims, before you go talking like it's fact. Oh my god, I wonder if he said rumor before. Rumored, right? If this is real, it's gonna be the same exact thing where I think you could get Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like one of those PlayStation Plus included games. Still looks great. Runs at a nice 60 frames per second. Or you can spend $70 and get it again, because we know you're going to charge $70 for it if this is real. Because I don't know if how often you guys keep up with shit like this. Rumor has it. No, there was like some dudes on YouTube or some people on YouTube, they would make like fake insider accounts and then make leaks and send that to gaming press, who would then push that on as like rumor, like they have an insider, and then those people would just go like, hey, yeah, I was actually the insider and I was just full of shit. Like it's happened multiple times. So at least something like this, I'm just gonna preface with rumor. I think I've said it more than most anyone else will when they talk about this. But I also want to talk about this because I am not an opponent of remasters and remakes. There's a Last of Us show coming to HBO. I'm sorry I missed that. Oh, I still haven't played The Last of Us, to be honest. Like, I still never played it because I really don't like Uncharted, so I just associate The Last of Us with that, and I know that's not correct, but Naughty Dog made both of them, and the way I saw those games was like, wow, these are really nice games to look at. Fucking hate playing them, though. Terrible to play. I could not stand it. But, excuse me. So I really want to talk about this because I'm not an opponent of remasters and remakes. But, well, in this case, this is a remaster. I'm not an opponent of remasters. As long as they're done for the right things. Like the Demon Souls remaster. I'm just a fucking remaster. I'm calling it a remaster. The Demon Souls remaster, on point. Fucking great. Medieval remaster, great. I think they should actually legitimately remaster Dark Souls because that's running on just like a slightly upgraded version of what Demon Souls was on, so it looks pretty similar. So they should, like, that's something that I would like for them to remaster. They could like do a legit remaster, fucking something. Yo, if Microsoft did a remaster or some shit like this, that would be fucking sick, right? Like stuff like that. But this is fucking dumb. And to an extent, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because I felt like The Last of Us remaster was also fucking dumb. Because it was already there and you can currently get it for free. Like Demon Souls, you cannot play unless you have a PS3. Or, you know, whatever, some oh, emulators. Yeah, sure. You cannot reasonably play it unless you have a PS3, which hard to get, high failure rate, and even the game's hard to fucking get. So that was necessary. This, you could literally play it on the same console that it would, if it does come out and if it's real, will be sold on. Why? Like, why? It's a rumor. Oh yeah, rumor fish. I want to pay money. Of course, you know, some people just want to pay money, man. And I think that was the thing that people would say is like, oh, if you never played the Last of Us before, then the remaster is a good way to get into it. But I don't think I saw at least like 2-3 reviews where they said that, but didn't also say, oh, but also a good way to get into it is for literally fucking free. Hit my hand on the desk. God damn it. All right, Insider Wood Chipper, remaster Dead Space. Yeah, man, I hope they remaster Dead Space, which, by the way, is coming out January 23rd of next year. Looking pretty sick. I love Dead Space 1 and 2, so I'm not gonna lie, I will not spend $70 on that because, I mean, it's a game that I can currently play on the Xbox, but still, it is looking very nice. Crash Bandicoot, yeah, the Crash Bandicoot remasters were good. The Crash Team Racing and the Spyro as well. So Crash Team Racing, Crash 1 through 3, the Spyro games, Diablo 2, right? The Diablo 2 remaster, all great ones. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, that one I just played through that recently. That was also very good. Welcome in, welcome in, Robert. Hello, welcome in. Welcome to the stream. We are just currently talking about remasters and how some of them, I'm not an opponent of remasters, but if this is true, rumor, this is stupid. Remaster. So Avatar, blue people. You mean like the Smurfs? But welcome in. The release is the first one. Release the first one back into theaters before the second one comes out. It has minor touch-ups from the original, which the original still looks fine. I'm assuming this will be similar. Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say about putting it, let me clarify, I haven't seen Avatar, but the thing with putting Avatar back in theaters is that the movie theaters offer an experience that you cannot get anywhere else. I mean, unless you make one at home, and because you got fucking money out the yin-yang like that and could do things like that. That's besides the point. At least there's some value that comes from that, right? Like there's some value that comes from going back to the theaters and watching a movie, even though it came out before. At least it offers you an experience that you really can't get anywhere else, as long as that experience also doesn't come hand in hand with someone going, oh my god, watch out, look at what he's doing, oh shit. Like I'm not a fan of those things. But that's the movie viewing experience, so what are you gonna do, right? So I understand that. I don't think that's as bad as something like this. I just, at least in my opinion. Yo, 100 hit and run was very good. Hit and run was very good. You know, funny enough, I think out of those two Simpsons games, so the two Simpsons games were like Simpsons Hit and Run and the Crazy Taxi one. Simpsons, oh, it was Hit and Run, right? Was that it? Or was Hit and Run the GTA clone? Oh my god. I can't believe I can't remember this. Oh, this is killing me. Simpsons, Hit and Run was the GTA clone. Hit and Run. Okay, yeah, that was the GTA one. And then there was Road Rage, that was it. Okay. I played Road Rage a lot. I never made it to the end of Hit and Run. Is this a live action Lion King, a remake, or it's a live action adaptation? Yeah. Because it looks real. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, live action. I would, if we're speaking in video game terms, because for the most part in video game terms, we're not speaking about, we're speaking about like remakes, remasters. So I would consider Lion King to be a remake in video game terms, but really it's a live action adaptation. That's different. How else can you get butter in your shoes? And yeah, of course, man, of course. Avatar, there is that too. Avatar 1 came out 13 years ago. There are people who can go watch it now and remember it that weren't even born when Avatar 1 came out. So I think it's that's more understandable. Like, even to be honest, even if they were to put like you know, what movie came out recently? I don't know. Fucking, I'll just say Spider-Man. They like, right? They put the Spider-Man movie recently. They put it back in theaters, right? The No Way Home one, and it just came out last year. Yeah, I think it's kind of dumb, but on the flip side, at least that's an experience that you can't get anywhere else, assuming that you don't get all the other bad parts of a movie theater. But that's besides the point. I see more value to that than, like, once again, something like this. I never seen it. From what I heard, it's really, really nice. Or it looks really nice. But one thing, but in terms of like actual substance, it's a, I don't know. From what I heard, it's like, it looks really nice, but it's in terms of actual substance, it's fine. Like, it's not some sort of like groundbreaking thing compared to the visuals, at least. Because I think the visuals were, considering how much CG and shit was in that movie, I think that was groundbreaking, but the movie itself was not. Like, the plot. This shit is fucking warm. Goddamn. So, I think that's all I have to say about this. This is dumb. I really hope it's not a thing. I really hope it's not a thing. Anyway. So I wanted to talk about, and Tomorrow will be familiar with this. I wanted to talk about a concept called Ludonarrative Dissonance and Ghost of Tsushima. So I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima, or I on and off. I decided to start playing again last night. Play Ghost of Tsushima. It's a really good game that doesn't kind of click with me 100%. And for those of you who have also played it in here or have had similar experiences as the one I'm about to describe, you know, please chime in. Ghost of Tsushima's story, without any spoilers, is essentially how your guy does whatever it takes to win, right? Like that's the story, right? You know, which in itself kind of like goes against his, you know, his people. Ludonarrative Dissonance is Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, that's in my opinion is, because there are two ways you can play the game. You can go in there. So let's say if I go to like an enemy base or an enemy camp or some shit, and like, okay, cool, the objective, clear out all the enemies from the camp. Like, that is actual, what you need to do is kill all the enemies that are within that camp. So you can well, technically 3 ways, but the 2 main ways are you could go around, stealth around, you know, assassinate people, sneak, stealth kill them, all that kind of shit. Or you can kind of just roll up to the camp like a fucking boss in your like decked out samurai armor and be like, yo, come on, face me, and then you just chop them all down, you know, just announce your presence, fuck them up. That's how I play the game, because I think it's fun, and because the game story was telling me what was kind of like, oh man, yo, stealth killing isn't the way of the samurai. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, man, samurai is the way of the samurai. Or obviously that you can play as a combination, so you can like, you know, whittle some of them down by stealth killing them, and then samurai the rest of them. But the story, tactical espionage action. Imagine like everybody speaking Japanese, and then fuck, I can't do David Hayter voice, but your fucking samurai dude is just like, I'm in the enemy encampment. I'm gonna poison them, like some shit like that. Jin, what are you doing there? These fucking Mongols. Like that, because you're fighting Mongolians in that game. So yeah, I don't assassin people, because like the game is like, oh hey, samurais don't do this. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let me play it like a samurai would. So I go in there, I just show up, no matter how big the camp is, I show up and I just fucking announce my presence, kill like 5 dudes, and then just get into a fight with the rest of them, because the game's combat allows for you to do something like that. But yet when he goes into a cutscene, once you enter a cutscene, and this is where the dissonance is. So ludonarrative dissonance is essentially like a term that was made that I think really came to prominence when games like BioShock Infinite and the Tomb Raider reboot came out. Essentially, it's like the things you do in the game don't reflect the story, the way your character is in the cutscenes. So that's how I feel about Ghost of Tsushima. Is that, at least for me, and this might differ on how you play the game. So if you play the game in a way where you're like stealth killing a lot of people, that kind of stuff, then the story makes sense. But in my case, where I'm just going through the whole game, chopping dudes up like a samurai, and then in the cutscene, he fucking just randomly cuts some guy's head off while he's not looking, or stealth kills him, or some shit. I'm like, but my guy doesn't do that. And then the story is about, hey man, don't do that stuff, it's a bad look, but you guys like, I'm gonna win, or some shit like that. Once again, that's just like the gist of the story. I'm not getting into it. It's very good. The reason why it kills me in Ghost of Tsushima compared to games like BioShock, first, it was not a problem in BioShock Infinite. Your guy, from the moment we started playing BioShock Infinite, they were like, your character, Booker, he's a bad man, kills people. That's what you do in the game. In Tomb Raider, I don't think I took the character seriously enough to give a shit. And I thought it was hilarious how, once again, this is Tomb Raider 2013. If you play that game, there's the first guy that she kills. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe I killed him. That kills like hundreds of dudes without blinking an eye for the rest of the game. I kind of didn't care because the game stopped talking about it. Like, the game talking about Lara being a fucking merciless killing machine began and ended in that one cutscene where she shits her pants after killing one dude. Not only until, spoiler alerts, but fucking whatever. They only addressed her being a fucking killing machine in the 3rd game. And when they finally addressed it there, I felt like it was good. I mean, I'm not like a fucking, story buff or anything, so, take that for what it is. But I thought they addressed it pretty well, while also letting it carry on. And I'll leave it at that. But Ghost of Tsushima, I'm playing the game like a fucking samurai, and they keep telling me how I'm not. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it keeps taking me out of the game, because I'm also going to add to this. I like playing the game as a samurai. So that's why I just keep, chopping dudes up and that kind of stuff. That's how I play the game. So but then like the story is all about how I'm not doing that, but I am. And that just takes me out of it. And the thing that really bothers me, once again, compared to Tomb Raider, is that the game keeps talking about it as opposed to talking about it once. And then I also care more. So like the cutscenes and the story in Ghost of Tsushima are done very well. But these tombs are looking mighty empty. Fucking she would kill people with the fucking the ice picks or whatever, the climbing, her like climbing tools, with her bare hands. She would choke them out with the bow. Like, she was a murdering machine, man. That bitch was insane. So anyway, that's what kills me about Ghost of Tsushima, because that's the main thing that kills me with Ghost of Tsushima. I will also add that Ghost of Tsushima is yet another fucking open world game that's, in my opinion, way too big. It has, like, it's just a lot of open world-isms. It's very good, but it cannot escape from being repetitive. Elden Ring is guilty of this as well. I will at least say in Elden Ring's defense, they don't mark it on your map. Unless you find it. Like, that's... Ghost of Tsushima is sometimes the same way, where you won't find things unless you actually find them on your own. But for the most part, as you start playing... Like, at first it looks like that, then once you start playing through the game, they start marking a bunch of shit on your map. You're like, oh my god. So I kind of... When I started playing it again, I just started skipping all of it. I'm like, yo, I'm just doing the main stuff, because it's the good stuff. And I also just want to beat this game because I've had it for like a year and some change, and I've been going through like a completing my games binge. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else has ever had that experience with the game before. But this, when I first heard about it, when Tomb Raider and BioShock Infinite were the subjects of it, I thought, oh, that's a little like crazy. And now I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, I'm like, oh, I think I get it now. Because the game is like really trying to, the story is telling me that I need to care about the way I'm playing the game. Like, the story is putting such an emphasis on it, but then the gameplay does not. I feel like the game would have been, and I'm not a fan of like morality systems in games all that much, especially when they gamify it to a point like the way that, since we're on the subject of Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous, right? Sucker Punch also made those. I don't know if anyone's ever played Infamous, or for those who have played Infamous, any of them, you know that the the morality system in that game was so black and white. It was like, okay, you can go about your business and live like a regular human being. Essentially, it boiled down to this. You could be a regular fucking human being, or you could shoot this guy in the back of the head because he's there. Like, that's essentially what it equated to. So I really don't like morality systems like that, where it's like, oh man, you want to do you want to just, hey, you being the bad person of the game, do you want to then say, hey guys, I did it and everybody's happy? Or do you want to beat the bad person and then go nuke your fucking Native American reservation? Like, what kind of sense does that fucking make? Like, there's no like, yo, how the hell did we get here kind of thing. That's just, like, comically evil. As opposed to, I think, like, The Witcher's always been very good with that. They don't have a morality system, but choices do have... The impact that choices have aren't necessarily apparent when you make the choice, but that's the way life works, right? So I feel like Ghost of Tsushima would have... I literally just farted. Well, that's none of my business, so, there's that. Ghost of Tsushima, I feel, works the same way. Where it should have worked the same way, where there's like some sort of unseen morality system where when you stealth kill people, then then like maybe those cutscenes kind of play out where, hey man, you're doing bad things, you should watch out, all that kind of shit. On the flip side, but don't have it some sort of thing, have it be some sort of way. Don't have it be in a way where it's like overtly in your face to the point where you're trying to game the system because there's like a bar that says how bad you are or some shit. But that's my whole shtick about that. I think that's about gonna... Well, I guess we call talk about what we've been, any hot shit games we've been playing. Recently I started playing a game called Ion Fury. It's a boomer shooter. It's made in the Build engine, which is the same engine that Duke Nukem. Games like Duke Nukem, Blood, and something else. I forget. Shadow Warrior, the original Shadow Warrior, were made on. If you haven't played it, you should check it out. It's really fun. Not all that expensive on Steam. Also been playing through the Crysis trilogy again. That's been interesting. Crysis 1 is Far Cry. It's like Far Cry 1, but with a suit and you die like paper. So it's just really Far Cry 1. And then Crysis 2 is pretty much Call of Duty, but with the suit on. It's fun. Now I'm playing 3, and 3 is like the good middle ground. Yeah. I think that's about it. I know I've been on shooters, like a shooter kick. Aside from that, I guess I should point out, I would say if you haven't watched it, though, I think, like, if there's a video people have watched, it's definitely going to be the fucking, the video I put up this week. It's a How to Sword and Shield in Elden Ring, which, Crytek did not go out of business. They went through, like, restructuring and shit, I think. And I know that the CEO changed hands or something like that, but Crytek's still doing their thing. They're still very much around. It's just I don't know if they make games. I don't know if they make games still though. I think they just do the technical stuff. I don't know, because they did the Crysis Remastered came out, but that was done by a third-party studio. If the enemies or the NPCs brought up what you're doing. Yeah, then it just yeah. Oh yeah, Hunt Showdown and Warface. Yeah, that's really the big thing is like I play the game the way that they're telling me that they want me to. Like once again, the way that the game's characters. I'm not saying like the game's tutorials, right? I'm playing the game the way that the game's characters are wanting my character to play the game. But then it doesn't matter, and I just found that kind of disappointing. Also, like in Ghost of Tsushima, something that I thought, like, I actually thought this was the thing, and this, the other thing I could add on to this before I wrap this up. In Ghost of Tsushima, when you do your first stealth kill of a new kind of stealth kill, so like, for example, if you just like stab someone in the fucking, like just assassinate someone, it triggers a little cutscene. And then if you do another assassination where you like come from above and like stab down on them kind of thing, that triggers another, cutscene. Like your first time always triggers a cutscene where it's like, I've raised you with honor. This is not the way of the samurai, that kind of shit. So when I saw that, I was like, oh shit. Like this game is actually putting some like precedent on the way I'm doing this. So I stopped doing it. And then afterwards it turns out to not be that way. And I was like, man, the thing is, keep in mind, I was late to Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm hearing it like, it got some Game of the Year awards depending on what publications. I know it didn't win like the VGA one, but other people would talk about like it was one of the best games of 2020, and it is a very good game. But the thing is, I go into it and I'm expecting it to be some sort of like groundbreaking thing, and I start playing it, I go, oh, it's a really pretty open world game. Okay, got it. Like that's, I think there was just like some hype that kind of set me up for a letdown, which is once again, don't get hyped. that's the lesson to take from that. And then after playing it, I'm like, oh, okay, then not only that, there's the story is like doing these things that take me out of it. That's really the big takeaways, is that like first kind of got hyped, thought it was going to be some sort of groundbreaking thing, and then it turned out to just be another open world game. Granted, a good one, but another one. And then the story stuff. So yeah, anywho. Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, How to Sword and Shield in Elden Ring, that video took off more than most other ones do, to say the least. Something about like, hey, I got a small channel. My channel's fucking small. Little old me. I'm of the mindset that if solid 9 out of 10, I would not. I would say I would give it like, if I were to number it, I'd give it an 8. I would give it like an 8, just because it's like, yeah, man, this is great. It's an open world game. It's, I don't know. That, to me at least. But, you know, when I put up a video and if it gets like 100 to 200 views in the first 24 hours, I consider that a success. I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. When a video gets like 8,000 in the first 24 hours, I shit my pants. So the fact that the video's standing at whatever or sitting at whatever it's sitting at right now, holy shit. I don't know if any new faces have been here that come from that video, but hello. But if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a good time. And it's definitely inspired my next video that's coming up because boy, do people really like asking, hey man, can I do this with the build? Can I do that? It's like, oh, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Play the damn game the way you want to. So that's definitely gonna be the next video. I think that wraps this up. So, everyone who stopped by, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all had a good time. You have some impeccable timing. You made it. We're ending. Well, hello, welcome in, and goodbye. Hope you're doing good. Happy Friday to everyone once again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all had a good time. Once again, once this goes live, timestamps and shit in the description, and also on the video. And until next week, don't forget to always wipe before you shit. Bye-bye. Did I do this properly? Bye-bye.